Today we are talking about how to stay motivated, how to stay productive. I feel like these are all things that honestly are sort of tough to do, even like with little tasks like doing your homework, or if you have to bring a little bit of work home with you at the end of the day. It's really hard when you're at home to figure out how to actually stay motivated. However, I consider myself to be a bit of a master at this. I've been working from home and working for myself for 6 years now. So I have put a lot of practice into self-motivation because there's no boss there telling me that I have to get something done. If something's going to get done, I have to get it done myself. So let's go ahead and get into my tips and tricks. First up on my list is to change up your space. So I'm sitting here in front of my foam, which is what I decided to use to switch up my space, and I want to do a big shout out to Foam for sponsoring this video. I really appreciate it, and I absolutely love what they have created here. So my bedroom is really just one area in my home that honestly never really got finished. It got set up when I moved in with what I had, and then nothing ever really got added. So I'm looking to change that. So I'm thinking a shelf system in here would be awesome. I've had this side table for like 5 years. And so I think something new here would be really nice and something that would give me more storage, like a shelving system. So Foam stands for freedom of motion, and that's basically because this is a modular system, which essentially means that it can transform into tons of different things. So I have the Foam Unbound, which is their 5 shelf system here, but they have tons of different systems that you can use in tons of different ways. I'm going to have a link to their virtual showroom down below if you're interested in checking out all of the different systems that they offer. But what is great about this is that it's super versatile. As you can see, it looks really chic and cute, so you can use it indoor like I did. But it can also be used outside because it's made of recycled plastic and natural wood components, which sort of brings me to my next point. I love that this piece is environmentally conscious. It's made of environmentally conscious materials, which I really love. It's environmentally safe to have outside, super sturdy. They do recommend obviously attaching it to the wall just for more security, but that's pretty much like everything in California anyway, because earthquakes happen here and things can fall. So the other reason why I really love this is because I do apartment living, so that means that I move around a fair amount, and this is actually probably my last year in this apartment here. So I haven't really been interested in investing in new furniture pieces because I know that I'm gonna move into a new space soon. But the cool part about the Foam is that I don't have to worry about that because it can be transformed. It comes apart really easily. It can be flat packed so it can slide right under your bed. It comes with a carrying bag so that you can sort of pack it all into there and keep all the pieces together. And it can be transformed into other pieces. So if I don't have a use for this 5 shelf system in my new place, I can transform it into something new. It's super affordable for what it is, especially since it can be transformed and reused over and over in so many different ways. And I am just overall obsessed with this. I love the way that it turned out. I think it looks so chic and cool, and just has sort of like transformed my bedroom space. I'm really excited about it. Okay, we have our foam set up here now. So now obviously we have to style it. Okay, here is where we're at, friends. I am pretty satisfied with this. We all know new shelving means a lot of finessing, a lot of playing around, and a lot of trips to Target. Let's be real. So I'm sure this will evolve and change, sort of like my foam, so that's cool. But I think this is a good start where it looks really cute and is also functional. It really has made me feel like re-inspired by this room. Like I want to do more to it now. Like I said, I really haven't done anything to this room since I moved in, so it's sort of exciting to bring something new in here and get like a new feeling, a new view when you walk in the room. I love my foam. Their slogan is Home Sweet Foam, which I think is really cute, and it really does just do like a nice homey piece that I'm really glad to have in my place. The next thing I like to do to help me motivate is to make to-do lists. I feel like that's a hard word to say. Now I know to-do lists seem like a really simple and obvious thing to have on this list. And honestly, yeah, it probably is. But there's a reason why I'm saying it anyway. It's because guess what? You're not using them. If you were, you probably wouldn't have clicked on this video, because this is one of the biggest things that you can do to increase your productivity, make sure that you stay motivated, and make sure that all of your ish gets done. Genuinely, it shocks me how few people use to-do lists, actually utilize them in day-to-day life, because legitimately, I do not know how I could get through a day without my to-do lists. And this is also gonna sound sort of dumb, but there are a million different ways to write to-do lists. Duh. There are hundreds, if not thousands of apps in the App Store that you can utilize to make to-do lists. They are great for setting timelines, setting deadlines, and just really keeping track of it. It's sort of like having an assistant, but you don't have to pay them. When you're making your to-do list, I highly recommend color coding. There are a lot of apps that allow you to color code, which is how I do it, but also if you just go and buy like a set of 5 pens that are in 5 different colors, you can color code just in your notebook, your planner, whatever works best for you. Really, the moral of the story here is if you're feeling overwhelmed, more than likely if you just sit down and write out everything that you have to get done, when it has to get done by, put it in order, you are going to feel 10 times better, 10 times lighter, and it's gonna feel way more manageable. So stop just saying like, oh, I don't need to-do lists, I know everything that needs to get done, and just write it down. Trust me, just write it down. This is probably my favorite one on the list, and that is to take breaks. In retrospect, bringing you up here to my rooftop was probably a bad idea because I live in a big city. It's really shiny and bright out today. There's gonna be lots of weird noises. But nonetheless, here we are, and I had to bring you up here because this is one of my favorite places to come and take a break. Now, I live in beautiful sunny California, so I am a lucky girl when it comes to this. For example, today it is February 25th, and it is 81 degrees outside. And this is pretty much the weather that we're going to have for the next week or so here. Definitely lucky that I have a place like this so I can come upstairs and relax and drink my favorite matcha drink. Now, this is something that is actually known as the 50-10 rule. Let me tell you about it. Some shade. Now, the 50-10 rule is actually a rule of productivity that tells you that you should work for 50 minutes and then take a 10-minute break. Now, this actually is for quite a few reasons other than just productivity. But let's start there. When you're allowing yourself 10 minutes to just relax and regroup and let your brain rest for a moment, it actually helps you be more productive in those 50 minutes that you're working. And I know what you're thinking. I'm here because I don't have enough time in my day. I need to be more productive, so I don't really have time to take breaks. But those breaks are actually what make you more productive. It's sort of like what we'll talk about later with watching movies. And there's actually more to it. It helps to give your eyes a break if you're staring at a computer screen all day like I am. It helps you to get up and walk around, get the blood flowing, get a little bit of actual movement in instead of just sitting at a desk all day. So taking those 10 minutes, regrouping, having a snack, having your favorite drink up on a beautiful rooftop, it really can make all the difference in actually completing what you need to complete. Next thing on my list is to break up your overall goals into manageable mini tasks. So everyone has big goals, not only like big lifetime goals, year goals, month goals, but also even just week goals that we need to accomplish. And even those smaller week goals can sometimes feel sort of impossible. It just feels like there's so many things that have to go into it, and it's really hard to stay focused and figure out how to actually achieve it. Which is why I love breaking things up into manageable little mini tasks. Let's just use filming a video as an example for me. Now, I may feel like, oh my gosh, I have to film, so I have to get ready, I have to clean my place, I have to set up tons of different shots, I have to plan the video, I have to actually film the video, then I have to go through the footage, then I have to edit it. I mean, it can just be a lot that has to go into it, and it can feel sort of overwhelming at times. Molly agrees. First of all, take a deep breath. It will get done. And now, okay, here she comes. And now let's actually think about all of those little tasks that have to get done and write them all down. When I put just film on my to-do list, it doesn't always end up being that helpful of a to-do. But when I take the time to write down each of the little things that I have to do to achieve filming my video, it helps me to tick them off my list one by one. I go in a specific order and I get it done a lot quicker because I'm less scatterbrained about it. Let's write one together right now, shall we? So we'll call this film a video. So first up on that list would be plan the video. And there you go. That's how I would film a video. So even though a lot of this stuff is stuff that I obviously know that I have to do already, just being able to go like that honestly makes me feel so much better. Just checking off things from the list is such a nice way to just feel like you're making progress, to see the small goals accomplished that all lead up to the one overall goal. Overall, I just find this to be a really, really great technique for me. And obviously that's just a small example of how you put something like this into practice. When you consider some of your bigger goals, like let's just say finding a new job, being able to break it down to manageable tasks like that does make it feel a lot more possible. Finding a job is a big and scary thing to try to accomplish, but when it's just update your resume, upload resume to job boards, apply to 5 jobs a day, stuff like that, it really does make it feel so much more manageable and actually helps you accomplish it instead of feeling overwhelmed and just not doing it. And last up on my list is if you're not feeling as inspired, to do something that inspires you. Hello everyone, my name is Jill Cimorelli and I'm one of the only humans in America who still owns DVDs. That's right, not Blu-rays, DVDs. I know we all have Netflix and Hulu and Prime and HBO and literally every streaming service in the world. There she goes. But I just love owning physical copies of all of my favorite movies. Now, all of this is to say that watching my favorite movie or television show is one of those things that can really help re-inspire and re-motivate me. These are just a few of my absolute favorite movies: Little Miss Sunshine, Bridesmaids, Wolf of Wall Street, Django Unchained, Crazy Stupid Love. They all have a different vibe and a different reason why I would put them on during that day. If I'm in a bad mood, comedies will do the trick. If I am in a dark mood, I guess I'll put this on. If I just want some great inspiration, something like this really does the trick. And it doesn't have to be movies or television. It can be whatever is most inspiring to you. So your favorite album by your favorite artist, reading a poem by your favorite poet, or a couple chapters of your favorite book. Things like this can really help to recenter you, re-inspire you, and then moving into the next day, you'll be able to just sit down, write that to-do list, and really accomplish what you were trying to. It's sort of like when you're rushing to get through things, you end up messing things up or forgetting things. It actually ends up taking more time because you have to go back and fix stuff. But if you just take a deep breath, you watch something that you love, you listen to something that you love, you write down all of your goals, you can actually accomplish things a lot easier, a lot more efficiently, and actually to a better caliber than if you were stressed about them. And there you have it. That is everything that I do to help stay motivated, to stay inspired. Leave your favorite way to self-motivate down below. Another big shout out to Foam for sponsoring this video. I really appreciate it, and I love my new setup. And let's do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications, and I'll see you next time.